Schnitzy in the Mishnagan. Here we go. This is it. Look. So now we have, I think, the optimal sound at the Bonzolium drum channel. Anyway, so this is one of my students. By the way, I do teach drum lessons. Remember, you're not going to learn like Anika Niles kind of stuff here. This would be a little boom thud, but there's also little ways of looking at the boom thud that make everything sort of musical, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, dudes will shell up here. So I do these. I tape these. Kev's the king. And he'll pop in a minute. So maybe I should play the drums just for a minute and see what's cooking. What do you say? Let's talk about Bonham, as always, in Zeppelin. So Bonham, I got to tell you, I never heard a lot of bootlegs growing up of Zeppelin. You know, I knew they were out there. People always talked about, you know, the 77 stuff here on vinyl and all that stuff. It really wasn't until the 90s, and probably the early mid-90s, that I really realized there was a lot of bootleg stuff out there. And like a lot of Zeppelinites, I just do have to tell you, while there is some 77 stuff I enjoy listening to. Like there's seriously great shows and stuff that's just badass. Generally speaking, though, the more pleasing to the ear is 75, 73, and of course, especially back 72, 71, 70, 69. And hearing, okay, here we go. About to join. Kevin Christie's just about to join. So, what's the fill in Since I've Been Loving You? BBC Sessions. I used to know that fill. Let's see if I can pull it up real fast where Kevin comes in. Hang on, where we I added like numerous notes to it, but you get the idea. I fill up perfectly the phone. Look at that. You know what really freaks me out are the barrel of Monkees. Barrel of Monkees really freaks me. There's something about that tied in intrinsically, oddly. It's to the monkeys in Wizard of Oz, the flying monkeys. The flying monkeys I found incredibly terrifying. Well, the thing which was fascinating, though, about Wizard of Oz is the tornado on the front end. That is a big, I think, like muslin sock filled with a real fine, super fine craft powder that they frickin' put on like a wooden frickin' caster thingy and a whole bunch of that stuff in a room with special lighting, maybe backlit, and just fast speed. They slowed down the thing, kind of just going back and forth and to and fro. And to this day, it is majestic. It terrifies me, but in that awe, beautiful way. Not like the flying monkeys that are sort of in that, like, you know what I mean? Like there's a cockroach in the bed kind of way. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay. Tick-tock, time goes by. All right, somebody gets $5 if they guess what that's from. I do love doing this. You gotta, seriously, I think my personal fave, if I had a Desert Island pair of recordings, if I just had one, I might take Mak'er, just as the drum sound, or maybe the CRUNGE. See, I think the drum sound on the CRUNGE, and the drum sound on, well, a few of the songs they did for Houses of the Holy were at Stargrove's, Mick Jagger's place. Oh, Dudesicle's in the house. We gotta wait real fast. The sounds they got there, I think CRUNGE, The Ocean, I think are just magical. All right, now here we go. Here comes Kevin in the house. Kevin in the house. Wait, what does your shirt say today, Kevin in the house?
Drum Center of Portsmouth.
Oh, yeah, those folks are. Dude, what did you get from them? You know you've gotten a couple things from them. What are they?
Mostly the Promucos, and I mean, if they have anything that's not in stock at another place, or they're a great place to shop too.
Yeah, right. It's nice though. Those like $12 Promucos, right? $12 or $13 pair.
Yeah, I don't know if they're $11.99, $12.99, something like that.
But they're actually, believe it or not, a little cheaper. If you sometimes shop other name sticks with like Vic Firth and some of these guys, they're like 15-ish, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think so.
But I will. You know what the thing is about those? It is funny, everybody watching, they're like, yeah, look at these guys. They got their Zeppelin propeller hats and they got their trusty John Bottom sticks. Well, the thing is, as you know, I mean, you know, we diehard Zeppelin Bonhamites know what the real Promuco kind of looked and probably was like. So, you know, whatever. You know, here we are 40, 50 years later. They're like, here are the Bonham sticks. And I know the other sticks that they sell, who is it, Promuco? By and large, those sticks they sell are a little lower quality, relatively speaking, in my opinion, objectively. More beginner sticks, kind of the old 70s, 80s standards when half the sticks were warped kind of thing. But for whatever reason, they introduced the John Bonhams. Well, not for whatever reason. I'm sure they want to rake in the cash. But for whatever reason, though, they're made out of hickory versus the other ones that seem to be more maple or... Not that maple's bad. I know it's lighter. But they're really nice. It's like a really nice 5B for $12, $13. You know what I mean? I wish, for my purposes, I wish it was a teensy bit inner thing.
Oh, inner? Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to play like the SD4s, the real lights. I don't know if anybody plays them. They're like real.
Are those
light.
SD4s? Are those ProMark?
I think they were Vic Firth's.
Oh, Vic Firth.
I got.
Hang on, let me try and turn it up.
And that was just trying to play like quieter actually and get a smaller, lighter stick.
No. Well, right. You know, I don't mean to. I'm certainly not a. You know what is amazing, and I didn't realize this. I know there's videos all the time that show it. You know, George Fludas has become a really good friend of mine in the past 10 years. Remember, I told you the story how I met him way back in the 50s, bought a snare stand from him. He was like, hey, Ken. I was like, hey, babe. And then suddenly he found out I was a Zeppelin fan. I found out he was a Zeppelin fan. My chocolate went into his peanut butter went on my chocolate. Dudesicle comes over. Now, I thought there was a 90% chance, because normally it's how it works. A lot of musicians know what I'm talking about. There's somebody who talks like that, and they're great jazz drummers, something you sit down and start playing Zeppelin. They'll play certain stuff well, right? You know, all the rolls will be great. But I thought 90% of the time there'll be something off in the beat. You know what I mean? So I wasn't necessarily like, all right, buddy, let's see what you got. But so Dudesicle sits down, plays a little jazz for a second, right off the bat, the snare. He goes, do you mind if I tune this a little? I said, sure, no problem, Pally. You know, the key's right there.
Was this on your drum kit?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's on film, I think, or video. He just a little bit of tuning, and then from that second on, man, it was like I was on stage. I was just talking about the BBC sessions when they my favorite live recording that's kind of out there, and I know there's shitloads of them, but is the BBC sessions when they're in London at the Paris Cinema or Paris Theatre.
Okay.
And they probably record a whole show, but on the CD, I think there's like 7 or 8 tunes. There's like Stairway to Heaven, I think, before it's released. So you hear the audience at the end of it just kind of like, you're like, hey, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, not that they didn't, I think they were kind of like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? But anyway, we got to go back to the top of, here we are together here. It is August.
I have no idea. That's a good question.
It is 08.
August is the weird.
Is it the 20th or the 24th? I think it's the 24th. 22nd. Is it 22nd?
Yeah.
Time keeps on slipping. What's the next line, Pally? You need some credibility.
Into the future.
Thank God. All right, now check this out. But it's true. So here we are. Now, when I say this to you, I mean it in a teacherly way, because remember, I am technically the teacher here. even though you teach me many things about music and general life, and you are a hysterical type person. Have you been doing singles? Have you been working hand to hand? You ever see some of those workouts that rely on the hand, one hand at a time? Those are, I think, the finest ones to do.
Like doubles, or did you say singles? I don't know. I saw the double tap.
Well, you know what it is? I think if you really, because I think you really have good hands. Like, I think you pick it up really fast, and you do seem like you're the one who showed me the freaking blast beat you do with your hand. You saw that? You picked that up pretty fast. I'm telling you, dude. You'll be molar / finger control / freaking Elastapio BB. You'll be technique puppet master pretty soon. But again, the process comes down to a regular practice each day to build up that little continuous little globule. But what I was getting at are oftentimes, obviously the best exercise in the world, if you had to pick one, is the single stroke.
Gotcha.
Seriously. And I think there's a lot of value in playing the single stroke for like long periods of time. Like, I don't think I've done it assing around. Like, I had very recent times, like I always took there's this story about Buddy Rich. A lot of stories about Buddy Rich. But this one I think was personally told me by somebody who bought, I used to buy and sell a lot of drums in Chicago here. Drums, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty knowledgeable on old stuff, and I've had a lot of stuff built in me. But so one of the people I met went to a drum show a clinic that was down at Frank's Drum Shop on Wabash. And Buddy Rich was there, and he kind of looked around. He said he looked in the back hallway, and there by a drinking fountain was Buddy with the cigarette, and he watched him for a minute or two, and he was just playing singles like this. But then he'd back off and he'd stay real slow for it. And so finally he walked in, he goes, Mr. Rich, hi, I'm going to see you. And Buddy's sort of like, He's like, what is the secret of getting the fast hands you do? And he started to play, he went, he rolls from a faster kind of roll, real smooth, like, and then he sat there for like 15 seconds just going. What it is, I think even at that low speed and stuff, you're even though it just might seem like, especially if you're like, oh my God, this is killing me, boring wise, but your hands and your brain, your body in a very sort of like a subconscious kind of way, even it takes slow to really like get that in. Your hands will really learn how to do it automatic pilot. There's the tendency, what'll happen is your body will figure out the least amount of energy to use. And then, whatever mechanism you used, it doesn't mean you should not practice fast, but I think oftentimes when the wiring and stuff isn't quite aligned as fully as you want it, when you start going faster, while it might sound good and you might be getting a little faster and people like you get stuck at a plateau, the key might be to go back for long periods of time and just play very slow singles while your brain is just like, ooh, especially as it replies to your weak hand. But I also want to say, though, too, what is really important are the warm-ups that a lot of drummers have. I mean, they have great hands. I mean, fantastic. And oftentimes what they'll do combinations. They always will include exercises that are one hand at a time. People who have great fast hands that have worked at it, they're not going to show you a list of 26 rudiments. They're going to show you stuff where they start out maybe with their right hand playing 16, and then their left hand playing 16, or something. They might do a warm-up for the warm-up, where they might just sit and do singles and buzzes and just sort of ass around the pad doing whatever for a minute or two. It's kind of like stretching out. But then they sit and they'll do one hand at a time. And then they'll do the other hand. And then this one has a chance to rest. And they do the other. And then they'll work in singles with it. So let's hear it going. Of almost boring time. Well, that's their warm-up. I'm sorry. The warm-up, they'd eventually speed that up. Well, I just can't speak enough about how I think going slow, almost like when Jim Chapin demonstrated do you have that video, the original Jim Chapin video? Or do you see it on YouTube? I know it's there. He's got a set of pearly whites, and he almost looks like Gary Busey's uncle. The screen.
Talking about.
My point is you'll see a point there where Jim Chapin, he's like, I used to really teach it where you'd exaggerate it. And he said that's what I think Moeller himself said you had to do, as if you were like it's almost like an arm dance, like a kata or Tai Chi. And he said there was a period of time where he kind of stopped doing that with the students and then he returned back to it. I think when you get like that basic motion down slow and really graceful, it's only kind of from that point then you sort of cross a little hurdle. It's like holding your breath real deep, to like get to and then you go over and you can pop up in another place, kind of. Are you there, man? The screen is Ozenfrey. Are we recording, Ray? Say something. Hello? Kevin, we need you.
I can nothing.
Oh, I hear you now in and out.
Yeah, it says my internet.
Wait, what does it say? All right, I'll tell you real fast. Since there, your screen is frozen for about a minute, and you're kind of breaking in like. So that's what's going on. Ooh,
I don't know what to do. I don't.
No, that's all right. We'll just say as long as we can hear you. Here, you want me to just yap until it comes back? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just, All right, hang on. This is what I'm going to do. This might do the dance that brings it back. Are you not there, Broham? I'm waiting. This is what we'll do. This is how it works. We just wait. You know what I mean? I'm not abandoning the Kevin Christie. Keep saying something. Maybe some funny stuff will come through. Start reciting the alphabet. Ooh, I hear you right there briefly. Here we are. Waiting for Kevin.
Are we here? Are we there?
You are there, and we're here and there.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you, but I can hear you, but I cannot see you, except for a frozen shot from about 3 minutes ago.
Oh no, we've never had this much internet trouble. I don't.
No, but that's all right. What we do? We plow through it, Mother. So right now you just sound like the radio guy, like I'm talking to radio guy. Oh wait, the image moved. There, I think you're back. There you go. Yeah, you're giving us your best James Dean.
Yeah. I switched from new Wi-Fi to new Wi-Fi 2.
Oh no! Oh, dude, that's what it is. We're just working out the Kinkingtons.
I don't know. Yeah, I've never had this much internet. I mean, it's not much you can do if, like, who knows if your internet service provider like throttles your stuff from time to time, or if it's just a fluke.
No, I know that certainly happens, and I think too that now that all those now that Bluetooth is such a kind of a very powerful signal, very reliable thing, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi kind of go in hand sometimes with things. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think they battle each other, or what do you mean?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if there's a lot of people around, maybe some Bluetooths borrow off each other mathematically more than you might think in the general picture. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I could barely fry bacon in a pan. Now, listen. We were talking before about hands. So how's everything coming? First off, how's the week? How's everything? How's everything treating you?
Yeah, week's been fine. It's on work, I feel like. Getting home a little bit later.
Yeah.
And, get home, eat dinner, watch 10 o'clock or something like that. So I haven't been playing as much out here, and I have not really had a whole lot, but I have been coming out here every single night as normal. There's been 1 or 2 nights just didn't play anything, mostly listen to music.
No, but well, there it is. See, the process itself. I think the best way for most drummers on a bell curve is probably to get into music by listening to it and then trying to play along to it. It builds so many strengths at the same time. Build a sense of tempo and meter and endurance.
I have been. I found a video that was talking about your Mak'er fills. It only included 3 fills, but I have been working on those.
Oh yeah. Now, which ones did it include? The da da do do da da, like the bigger ones?
Yeah. For time signature wise, it's at 0. Like it's the intro fill. Yeah. It's 56 seconds, and then 2:52. It's like about a minute, about 3 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, the intro is interesting because it literally starts out left, right. Just 4 strokes, so like the whole chasm. See if I can
bang
remember
it
it or
up,
not.
mother.
No, it's probably like a couple more. Like...
No, you know what, Broham, listen, but you know the best key, listen, you have to talk to the original guru. That's what OG actually means, original guru. So there's 2 OGs, the original gangsta and then the original guru. I'm a guru. There's numerous gurus in Zeppelin, though. In fact, one of the gurus just started posting videos again. Oh my gosh.
We're frozen a little bit.
I'm frozen?
Okay, we're back.
He just started posting videos again. Groove drumming. You ever heard of groove drumming?
No, I don't think so.
Look up groove drumming. He kind of started posting videos again. This guy, he's a huge Bonham fan, but he's also, you can tell he's a jazz, truly skilled hands guy. He'd be a good guy to watch his hands and watch some of his videos and see how he does it. He has a smoothness in his hands. Anyway, groove drumming. So check him out. He shaved his beard, so now he looks almost, man, he looks like Max Weinberg. He could join a Springsteen band and rake in the hundreds. Anyway, and I don't mean that to sound smart. I'm just dead serious. I look like, who do I look like? The guy from Parks and Rec, people say. You know, the guy that loves the meat pizzas. You know what I mean? So, you know.
It's not Ron, is it? Ron Swanson?
Yeah, Ron Swanson.
Okay.
I'm like Ron Swanson's freaking flop. All right, now here's the gig. Broham. But so, remember in Jamaica, check this out. 1, 2, 3. Ra-ta-ta-ta, ta, now here's the thing. Let's align it to a grid and see if I'm playing it just from memory and it's actually on some kind of a grid that you're talking about that I might not be aware of. Ready? Trust me, hang on. Here we go. Let's go like this. Ra-ta-ta-ta, ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Okay, let's cut that in half. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Wait, I just slowed the whole gosh damn thing down. See, this is, hang on. Now, this is good exercise. Do what I do. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Ta. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So that first note is on an upbeat. It's a pickup. To be honest, my brain musically never even registered it that way. I always played it at just the beginning that I know. See, I learned to play songs by just playing along to them. And I just know that's how Jamaica goes. Hand. Yeah, that actually does roll. The second part of it rolls off. But anyway, but yeah, so it's probably like 1, 2, 3. Here, you know what I got to do? See, this is kind of good. See, I can't make this all about me, but see, this is kind of a micro thing of what I sometimes talk about with the beginning of Misty Mountain Hop, in the intro of rock and roll and stuff, where there's a perceived thing on the front end. And we're going to groove. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, otherwise I'm going to yap forever. So, but yeah, I would say see if you can scat it. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Ta. Yeah, so that means, technically speaking, is it okay if I try to deconstruct it from 1 back to where it is? Wait, what did they tell you where it is? In the video you saw, is it on the and of 4?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so that's...
Well, not and, it's on the I think.
The like 16th?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Right, so it's a pickup. Dude, this is a classic example. I will admit right here on camera that I never even thought about that because I always assumed that it was almost like a statement at the front of the song that just trickled into the tune itself. So how would that even in 16th though?
I'm not very good at like actually aligning it with everything.
See, now I want to. If I do it that way, I want to turn it into triplets. Here, let me do this one, at least as far as the notation. Okay, so that's how it goes.
Well, I could be saying it wrong if I say the of 4 because I'm thinking of all 3 of these fills.
No, I know what you mean. You know what? It's probably the and because the is the and to the and. The
evenly spaced. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. Yeah. Da 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 da. Yeah, so it's almost like actually how it's almost kind of counted like you know the middle of Stairway to Heaven, you know the fanfare.
Yeah, the da da da.
See, I always learned it exactly like the record. I just play exactly what the record does with that even little fumble, even there's even a little. But every time I've ever played with any other tribute band, they want to count, and there is a count that Bonham does, provided that you really hear live. But the funny thing, it's upside down to my count. You know what I mean? So he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. Hear all that da 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 is on the da da da. I don't loosely, if I'm not thinking of counting, I don't hear it that way. I hear like a pause in the song. You might hear it this way if you stop to think about it. Da. As like a thing that you know what I'm saying?
As far as like you're not necessarily counting it in, you're just waiting for that. You kind of timing the pause.
There's an implied count. I mean, because it is an account. Like, the way that I normally would even think to count it, just to is because you don't really the way. See, this is kind of good. See, this gives me a chance to either show you how crazy I am, or a concept that maybe you never thought. Like the beginning of Misty Mountain, the perception of an upbeat as a downbeat running from there is sort of a little concept, because what happens is even by sliding one beat over, the whole concept of the exact same notes takes on a different meaning. All right, here, check this out. Now, how can I do this real fast? Rock and roll is the example where we think about 1, 2, 3, 4, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I mean, that's wrong, counting-wise. But that's how it's perceived to us when we first heard the song as consumers of Zeppelin. Okay, let's do this. We're Gonna Groove, okay? Do you know the song We're Gonna Groove?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what the very beginning, it starts out like this. Ba-da-la-da-da-da-da. Okay, every drummer knows, if they're a bottomite or just a drummer, after they've heard that a couple times, they're going to think in their head, okay, for some reason, Bonham pulls out one of those counts before the end.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you play it, like if you hear that a couple times, most drummers, and they go back and do it, they're going to count that first note as the 1. And they're just going to add an extra note. So they're, instead of going boom, they're gonna go boom. Do you know the difference there? Can you detect that?
Was it at the end? Right before
yes. Okay, just technically, again, but from a musical standpoint, the way that I always and everybody does I do recognize I got to tell you, if I say horns instead of guitar, because to me that song, I almost feel like there's a horn section on the stage, and there should be like go-go girls in like white boots up to above their knees, and it had. When I first heard the song on Coda, I was kind of like, what the hell is this? Mm-hmm. The drumming, the sound was incredible. You know what I mean? It took me a little while to get used to it. But anyway, because there's like a 1940s refrain in it. You know what I mean? And it's cool as hell. Okay, so check that out. Here's the beginning. Well, no, let's go to the middle. Do you know how it's we're gonna go like imagine, I'm telling you, man, tuxedos, horn section. Hey, we're gonna groove. You can almost imagine frickin' Neil Diamond or you know what I mean? Like with like
that scene in the Mask.
What kind? Right? That's the mojo. But then after they do that big jam, they go Now you'll then go back and pay attention where my snaps were when they did that. 2, 3, 4, 1, ba da 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 da, 4 and 1, da 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 da, ba ba, boom. So that's why there's just one snap there. That whole, so check this out, just listen to that. So 1, so listen how we perceive on the front of it, at least I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da, hang on. See what I gotta do? Yes, no, that's it, well, that's what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, because both are perceived, I should say, I might clarify from something I said before. They are the pickup. It's just that in one version, you can perceive the pickup as the and of 4. Or the whatever, a pickup note before, we'll decide that later. Or the it's the and, probably. And then the and after the 1. Okay, so check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. Okay, that's how it's perceived. I always perceived it, but that's actually not how it goes. Because in the middle of the song, they do what it is, and it's in the context that you then have to apply to the front of the song. And when you do, that's when you realize why that one note disappears. Because when you slide it from the end of the 4 to the end of the 1, that slot is now taken up to fill the fill out. You understand? Don't say anything. Okay. So check it out. So here's what I always perceived. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. See how that's how on an upbeat, like rock and roll would be, kind of. Well, in a certain. But check this out. Well, not up on the upbeat, but check this. But anyway, but even apart from once we get into the song, fuck it. What I'm saying is just where that nugget begins. Apart from even just on paper looking at it, you can hear the difference musically. So here's how it should be perceived on the front end. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 ba da 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 da. 4 and 1 da 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 da. See how it doesn't seem like there's a note? We're not adding that note to get there if we perceive. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, I think there's a lot of things, just even now talking about your Mak'er. What I'm saying is for everybody. So if you have, I mean, even now I can sit and play the intro. You can still play stuff without necessarily having the ability to count it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because because when I teach people stuff, I mean, I'll count it, but sometimes for me, I don't know about you. I mean, for you too, you're musical. It's easier just to kind of sing it and get it in your head and then just play it, whether it's an 8th note or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I'd have a very bad time of things if I had to count everything as I was playing it. A lot of it is feel, and you can kind of just wait to count if you're just trying to break it down and learn something new.
Well, that's the thing. The counting, of course, you have to do, because counting, it's not like there comes a time on the very front and everybody has to count in a sense, especially if they're going to read it and see. If they have to know what that little A is, oh, that's the of one E end. Okay, they have to learn that, so yeah, then they're counting. But I mean, oftentimes there's a lot of drummers, myself included, like I'll look at the notation, I'll spend some time getting it, but once I do, I'm not sitting there playing it like, okay, here we come. There's that 16. It's just once you kind of get the pattern, your hands know what they're doing, you then just play it that way. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree, 100%.
Well, you're the pub.
Yeah, and your Mak'er, I'll tell you, it seems like he's playing stuff really fast. Like as far as when you're learning the stuff, and you feel like you got a good pace going, especially that one with the at the ends. Yeah, he's playing that very quickly.
Well, it's
at least in my experience, like when I went to try to play it with the song, I was like, ooh.
But it is kind of out of nowhere, because part of the thing is because I think we determined last week that they do add a note there on the bar. Otherwise, it would go. Once I started thinking about it.
Well, that last section is actually hard to count because you're doing like an extra left,
there's an extra. Whatever. Yeah, there's an extra.
Well, there's an extra like 4 notes.
Two. Yeah.
Between
well,
the first
you go like
one
that?
and the second one.
Boom, boom, ba, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's like an added. What'd you say? An added four,
like 4 of them or
notes.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little added to the. He goes over the bar with it. Yeah. But
And
see,
there's
like unless I'm playing along to this, I never even really. But see, I never even really thought about it that way either. So what I'm saying is your teacher in this regard. Unfortunately, I can only really maybe at least at my fingertips explain it to you as a scat or just an extra thing I'm playing. So you go, all right. So check this out. So I think he goes like this. He doesn't go. He doesn't go like that. Remember? Like that, or is it? You know what I mean? Is it just no rough up?
So in the sheet that I was looking at, along with the video where he's teaching you how to do this stuff, he describes the roughs as 2 notes going into a single. So it's like that would be the rough, and that's quicker. You're like doing a subdivision there, and then the rest of them following that after the. As soon as you hit the left, you're going into evenly spaced, but those 2 individuals.
Totally. Wait, let's do. Do you mind if you keep doing that? Let me. I'm trying to count exactly what it is note wise. Hang on.
Yeah. Let me see if I can send it to you real quick, or not. I don't know.
Wait a minute. For the love of God. Hang on. Time out. What is happening? This is a malfunction. But what? So. Two. Oh, that's what it is. My 2 is my 1. My mom. All right. Oh. You don't have to boom, ba, boom, boom, boom. But wait, I had the wrong fill in my head. Hang on. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Son of a bastard! Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat! Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat Ah, yes.
That's it.
That last right hand though should have been the hi-hat. That's it, right?
Yeah. See, in this one that I was watching, he does end with the right, and he does the hi hat with the left. That's kind of how he gets around it. I guess.
Yes, that's cleaner. Definitely is. But so wait. Let me see if I stick it that way though normally. See, I kind of gotta forget about the last 5 minutes. Just let my brain do what it normally does.
Yeah, reset. Take it all. Yeah, there you go.
But was that the right pattern?
I believe so. Yeah, I was paying attention to specifically those. Did you get he in this one anyways throws in the chick in between the two sets? I don't know if you normally do that.
No, here, hit the chick.
Like
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But hang on, I never really thought to do that. Hang on, wow. Hang on. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I noticed that back in the day. But the chicks are always great with Bonham. Because you always hear in tunes like when the band's about to come, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or sometimes on the 4 or the end of 4. 1, 2, 3. And also too, you have in Dazed and Confused, like you hear that like live. It's like. And then Q-Gong. But yeah, the chicks. We could devote a whole episode to talking about the little chicks you hear. You know what I mean? And then there's the clicks from Black Dog.
yeah, except I don't know if they go the faders up and down or not. There's a couple of them. They're just inconsistent. Like I swear you'll hear one and then another one, like you'll hear a half of a little stick click or something like that.
Well, that's why, because Plant went over the bar kind of. There's a way to do those where you don't go like over the bar. where you can still fit all those words in without having to delay. There's an argument, not an argument, but there's Plant and Bonham speaking about when they're working on, God, what is the My Dying Day, In My Time of Dying.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
You can hear them while they're working on that at Hadley Grange, apparently, and they're talking about it. And Plant says something, and John Bonham's like, no. He's like, we're gonna end up with the same, bullshit we had to do on Black Dog. You know what I mean? Because you can fit all that stuff musically in, but they were like, you'd be like, generally what they do is this. They add like a half note, kind of, just generally speaking, which might even be, you know what I mean? Like there's an extra little, but then there's a couple lines where Dudesicle, I think, goes on a little long, and they were just like, whatever. I don't know. Let's just forget about the clicks. Let's just stick with the chicks with the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just a nice little timekeeping thing for both him and the bands.
Well, yeah, and you know what's funny? I do it here with the band all the time.
Nice.
Especially if we just like do 1, 2, 3, 4 songs. Well, it just kind of helps. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of the same thing.
I mean, Bonham didn't invent it, you know what I mean? But God love him, he used it, you know?
You can do that like as a pickup note the same way you can do a flam, like coming in.
Yeah, it's like having a flam, but without it being in the texture of the music, but everyone else is hearing it just to shore the old county count up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But also, too, there's the Steve Gadd, in the Steely Dan song, Asia.
Mm-hmm.
That I thought forever was Aha. And then finally, seriously, I thought there was something else, Aha, and then Steely Dan Asia.
I need that Aha blast.
Well, you know what I mean? And then I saw, because in Spanish, J-A is ha.
Yeah.
When they laugh and they write
Taco
it.
Bell get a Baja blast.
Right, they think we're, if I read it, I'll be like, ja, 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 but it's actually, that's how, ha, ha, ha. So, no, but what I mean is, so Asia, so I was mispronouncing it. Did you know that supposedly Phil Hartman had something to do with the development of that album design? I swear to Phil Hartman, the Saturday Night Live, the comic, the comedian.
Yeah. Joe Rogan talks about him from time to time.
Totally, dude. He was a really smart person before his wife slayed him. I know it's terrible. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, but he passed too young.
Sure.
But he had something to do with the Asia record. I mean, the art. But when you listen to the fill in there, there's a paradigm they run, which is introduced once or at least twice. It happened at least twice in the tune. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Blah, 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 blah. See, that's the thing. I always want to throw in more blah, blah, blahs. But it's always 1 blah, 3 blah, blah, blahs, 2 blahs, and then over the top you have Steve Gadd going berserker. But there's one point in there where he's like, you hear him go like, that's not the style he's doing it, but you just hear like a little, and then he go, and I mean, to me it's clearly intentional, because remember this dude, Steve Gadd was like a marching drummer that also played like in march, I think he was in like the U.S. Marines or Navy or Air Force, probably the Air Force jazz band. You can see like Steve Gadd playing in like a uniform. He looks like my Uncle G. He just looks like this guy. Like, hey, you know what I mean? And then after time, he grew the beard, and then you didn't see him and know him as like Steve Gadd. Great drummer, you should check out. Mr. Fluidity, like a total natural, hyper skilled musical guru. He's an OG. He's the O'est of G's. Steve Gadd, and Gadd is 2 D's.
Yeah.
I still have more rocket fuel, mother. No, listen, you got to do some. I don't mean to always take up all the yapping here.
Oh, it's all good. That's mostly what I've been working on is, if anything, like trying a couple covers, but have we talked about Sammy Hagar, a song from him yet?
A little, but I don't think this
Okay.
specific song.
Okay. Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Well, this one's like this one actually is too hard for me to play. I think what it would take to keep up with the actual hi-hats, so I think I just do them halftime. They may be doing the whole thing where you
Like
get,
16th or is it shuffle?
well, like where you have to employ the Moeller technique in order to get a double on the hat, just to speed it up that much faster. Otherwise, you're just
Is it a shuffle kind of like or like a?
I don't know, but the song is "Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy." Does that ring?
Oh,
any
wait a
bells?
minute.
I don't mind do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Wow 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 do 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 do. I don't know. I can play it for
No,
you.
wait, no, wait a minute. Can we bring it up?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. You know what I might start doing though, bro, is eliminating. We bring stuff up just for copyright because suddenly.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I didn't know if you
Yeah.
wanted to
Oh, it's a
avoid
high.
that as
But anyway,
well.
we need to do it here. So I'll just start adding from this point out. Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, if we use this, we will definitely know the song in the next 10 seconds. Hit it, Hal.
It's also a song that has a good example, I think, of those like undercut or a little bit quicker crashes,
Okay,
kind of
right.
like misunderstanding.
That's like the Deep Purple. Sorry.
So good. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God. Sammy Hagar.
You at your age, it suits me fine that you treat me like a child, and I can't deny when I'm with you that you step outside of all those fears locked up inside. Your love is driving me crazy. Your love just takes me away. Your love is driving me crazy. It takes me all the way. What I like is what you got to offer. Just my type. Don't mind playing on the edge. Your love is driving me crazy. Your love just takes me away.
Quick, you can pause real quick.
Your love is
Do you know what that song is? I wonder if Sammy worked with the producer that did what's the name of that other band? Because it has a lot of mojo. Is that 81 or 2? 1981 or 2?
Gotcha. I can look it up real quick.
Yeah. 80, 81. There's no way that's 83 or maybe 83. Because there's a very specific production era.
Your Love is Driving Me Crazy by Sammy Hagar came out in late 1982. It was released as a single from his album Three Lock Box. The
Okay.
song reached number 13.
Say!
Hey,
But check this out. Okay, so late 82. So they probably tracked it they could have tracked it in 81 but it has that very God, what's the name of that band? Loverboy.
I've heard of that.
Okay, type in right now Loverboy, put in Loverboy. We're gonna compare it to a specific song and you'll see the similarities. And now I'm not knocking Sammy, nor am I knocking Loverboy. But I mean, just check this out. It's what would the Loverboy song sing? What was Sammy singing? Your love is driving me crazy. The one we're looking for here is read off some of the names, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. So working for the weekends.
Yes.
Turn Me Loose.
Roll, working for the weekend.
Yeah, I could see how that lines up with these.
Yeah, let's put it on real quick.
All right.
But see, but made me think that Sammy song.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. Play it, motherfucker. I'll shut up.
Did you have something you wanted to share with the audience?
No, I'm just a yappy. Sorry.
It's all good, man. We'll play and we'll listen to these
Well,
similar.
all right, hang on.
Oh,
You know what I was going to say? Is with that, I thought Sammy's song was Loverboy. Or a reasonable interpretation. Sorry, I shouldn't even say it. Roll tape.
right.
Ready?
Everyone's watching to see what you do.
You know what I mean? It has that same. We'll see what year this came out too. But it's very.
Go on.
No, it's this. We'll see what year this one came out too. But it's very much the same mojo. Can you fast forward a smidge so everyone's working for the weekend?
Yeah.
But there's a couple different hooks. I always thought that this song was two separate songs. Apart from Sammy Hagar, because there's almost like two hooks in this song. Let it roll for where it is right here. If I start yapping, let it fucking go.
Okay, here you go.
The chorus. Doesn't sound like a fucking great chorus. You did. Right?
I know
Keep
you
going.
said to let it go. Okay.
Play the goddamn thing. Man, right there. That's a keep going. You know what I mean? Sorry.
I cannot hear anything over the song, so.
I'm so sorry. You know what? I got to tell you, my old Merc years came back. Fold it!
What?
When I used to work at the Mercantile Exchange,
I gotcha.
and every so often there you had to use a little controlled burst of.
What was this place that you worked at?
It was the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is like
oh, okay.
Yeah, it
was
was
this
a great-
like Wall Street or something?
ish. Yeah, well, yeah,
Chicago-based?
Chicago-based commodities. So, like, and remember, commodities too in this case were also, and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So yeah, it is the stock market too, at least in that regard. You know, because anyway, my point is it was chaos. So I'm sorry if I don't mean to be edgy. The past couple of days I've been an edgy guy, and please forgive me. If I make this into a video, I'll leave that in to show that I can be a total prick, and I'm terribly sorry about it.
Well, I don't know what you said or anything, so who knows?
Well, good. Okay. Well, thank God. See, that's what it is. I'm telling you, dude. You know what it is? When I watch those progressive commercials, I'm almost
those are
surprised
great.
when they start getting. Well, I feel like the progressive guy. You know, the guys that are like, "Hey, you doing it at the school?" I'm suddenly caught off guard with dudes that goes, "All right, shut up, you guys. This isn't normal." You know what I mean?
Turning into your parents kind of a thing?
Well, yeah. Like we were even after that commercial came out, where dudes that go pick the cup up at Starbucks, and it was like it could be Jan. Jan, remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
You got to see, because they kept saying John. He goes, John. Then right before they close the commercial out, he goes, could be Jan, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But I was in Starbucks. There's a fella I know, Adam. He runs the shop out in Hinsdale. Great dude. I was in there going to the Whole Foods. I was going to whip up dinner. You know, it's expensive as shite, but sometimes if you want really good veggies on a nice dish, you got to pay a little more through the nose for them. But as I'm strolling past Starbucks, is Adam, and I go running in there. And we talk, and sure enough, as we're talking over the counter, probably inappropriately, pretty loud, and there's a bunch of people around. There's this lady that keeps working, a lady working at the counter. She keeps going like, Marianne, like every 5 minutes, like this conversation went on for a long time. So finally, without even thinking of, I just went over my helpy help. I picked up, I'm like, Marianne, is Marianne here? I swear to God. And I caught myself about 3 seconds into it. I was like, God, Hardington. Anyway, just want to be helpy help.
Well, yeah. Well, you're a very outgoing person, so in my experience, anyway. So it kind of makes sense. You're just trying to be helpful, but then you're just like, oh, yes.
No, but what I mean is, I don't mean to. I know there might be times here if I ever apply that sort of like pain in the ass logic. I don't mean for it to be a sticky issue.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're all good, brother. We're all good.
Now, how are those hands coming? God damn it! I know you were working all week, but get on those hands. No, I got to tell you. Listen, I'm. You know, see, sometimes I forget. I know you see me as the teacher and stuff, but whenever I'm talking or teaching, I always see each other as just like buddies on a totally equal footing. I don't want you ever to think, like from your point of view, sometimes it dawns on me, maybe you're thinking, you're talking to like, 57-year-old adult guy. Hey, this guy's had the Bonzolium channel. Dude, I'm a total freak. I'm a total wackadoo, man. You know what I mean? So what I mean is if I, but I will say to you that you really do have an even sense of hands. So I just want to point that still out to you because it's very reassuring. You're the Pope. I know you're super busy, and what you do have to do is what you're doing is come out in the garage. Even if you just listen, you're getting away to let off some steam and just listen to tunes. Even if you're just tapping your left, that's the whole key. Like the whole doorway into drumming should start with that, the enjoyment of music, and then playing along to the songs. Like when people first learn songs, forget the bass drum. Like when I first learned, I didn't have a bass drum. I had what did I do? I think I played actually time. Believe it or not, with as shitty as my left hand is, relatively speaking, for as long as I've been playing. I used to actually go, I didn't have a bass drum, so I'd put a towel here, and I go like this, I go. I have on tape here. I should transfer that and put it out there. You can hear us playing our made-up version of Johnny B. Good. Little did I realize that was the whole key to the intro rock and roll at the time. Anyway, but my point is, you don't have to do any bass drum. People can sit at the drums and just put on your favorite tune and just be like that song. What was the song we just listened to that was Hagar?
Your love is driving me crazy.
Yeah, working for the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
So some of those thrown in there, 1 and 3 and 1 and 3, but those are all in the ands in eighth note fill.
Yeah.
So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, or you could drop them selectively at the end of 1, 2, 3, 4, any combination or permutation. Dude Sickle does it there.
Yeah, I think that's what surprised me about it is the fact that you have them like maybe not even at the end, but in the middle. It's just very strange if you're trying to play it off the top of your head, like fresh going into it.
Well, the thing is the funny thing is, and I never mean for this to sound patronizing to anybody. I'm really kind of over the top sensitive about that, but there's a lot of people that are like casual musicians and casual drummers that they don't perceive that, like a lot of the people that teach drums and stuff, have an aptitude for it, where their perspective is totally different than the perspective required from somebody on the front end. They just want to know if it goes da da boom kij or da da boom. Not, well, it's 3 8 notes, buddy. Here, and then people are like, then they're just like, oh god, you know what I mean? So, as I'm saying, what you can do with that, well, it's funny with the Hagar one. Because I think the Hagars might be played by hand, meaning I don't know if it's sequenced. Maybe the very beginning might be sequenced just to give it, like the very beginning of the Hagar song almost really kind of made it sound to me like there were like drum machines / God, what do they call those big ass things that they used to sample on? And it was almost like the master of the song, and they play guitar over it and everything, all the 80s. What were they called? There were generally kind of like 2 of them generally. They were huge samplers. They probably had a whole 1 megabyte of,
Yeah, it's not a mellotron. That's like a whole instrument. That's
it's a mellotron is believe it or not, a mechanical. It's a very analog synthesizer. It's not really It acts as a synthesizer.
I think JPJ used a mellotron at some point.
Oh my God, the Beatles.
Maybe quite often. I don't know.
Oh, they're cool as hell. Like you can hear, like sometimes when you hear, like if you listen to the beginning, like Strawberry Fields, it's like. You hear like you can almost hear like the tapes kind of not really. I don't know, but that's a mellotron at the beginning of Strawberry Fields.
That do.
Yeah. But with these machines, God, what the hell were they called? It's like Peter Gabriel like bought one of the first. They have like a little teeny computer screen, and you put the notes on. almost like a piano roll in some of the older, you know what I mean? And then it would play through. You'd print that maybe onto a few tracks on 2-inch tape, and then you take the 2-inch tape and you run from there and you put everything over the top of it. They did that like the song Photograph from Def Leppard from 1982. That's actually not Dudesigle on the drums. Those are machine, probably programmed drums by somebody. Oh, look what she's done! A photograph. That was by that time. That's kind of what, because everyone wanted that sound. You couldn't necessarily achieve it with microphones and stuff and work your way back. It was just easy to be like, fuck it, we're in the studio. Let's just program them. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of various things in my head.
No, well, you make note of those. But I just want to say real fast before I forget. The Sammy Hagar song sounds like that could be the case on the very front end. But by and large, I thought I heard a little points in there where they were, you know, there was a real up-tempo nature to it. Where they were, you know what I mean? Which was fantastic. Sammy Hagar is a machine, man. That guy is like you know what I mean? He can sing his brains out.
Sure. A lot of these songs I'm just hearing on the radio because, you know, I don't know if you sit and explore music on YouTube or Spotify, or if you just happen to hear things through a grapevine elsewhere, completely outside of your own research domicile. But I don't really research stuff quite as much as I used to.
I know what you mean. I mean, but you know, the neat thing about the radio is even in this day and age, I know younger kids are like, the radio, the perambulator, you know what I mean? Is you'll hear stuff, like, remember on FM, there's still shite loads of frequencies between, 87 something and 107, right? Just flick through there. Some will be faint, and you'll be like, oh my God, I haven't heard this song. Well, in your case, you might not have heard it before, because, you know, I always make the assumption whoever I'm talking to was like alive in 1980, 80, you know what I mean? I mean, I just always assume I'm talking, like I'm 20, they're 20, like, yeah, let's play the snare drum, you know what I'm saying?
I've always listened to a lot of older stuff, even like back into the 60s and 70s, just from a young age being strangely fascinated by that music, even if it sounds a little cheesy. Like, you remember like Rockin' Robin?
Yeah, Rockin' Robin.
Stuff like that, like very old, but I didn't necessarily live through it, so I don't have like the breadth, the wider expanse of, you know, as songs come out, you will just end up hearing them.
Yeah.
It's more of like hits from this time period, so I don't have like the second layer.
Well, because you can't achieve that. You can go through, if you did a thing and went through on YouTube, you could do a thing if you had a little extra time, type in hits of 1962, top 10 hits 1960, and go through, and you'll notice it'll reaffirm your sense of how this, because back in those days they had less tracks. They greatly relied on getting good takes. You had to play right, and it had to be musical. You know what I mean? Like, come on, then there was a budget. So, like, Rockin' Robin, like, what year is that from? 61? 59?
You'll need 10 seconds.
Unless, 10, sorry, I don't mean to rush you. Like, if I'm thinking about the same, it's probably been recorded a bunch of times, right? What's the original, the OG of Rockin' Robin?
Oh, actually, so, hold on a second. Oh, okay. Originally released 58 by Bobby Day.
Okay.
That's a Michael Jackson cover. It says 72, but 58. So a
yeah,
little bit earlier, even. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, so what I mean is, in those days, you know, they had maybe like 2-track machine, maybe, or I don't know if they had 4-track by 50, but you know what I mean. But they'd rely on really good microphones. They were really good microphones that were all like what people say, like analog and warm. And like the preamps they used, and they'd run a lot of the equipment imparted a character to the sound it was picking up, a flattering one.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And also too, then they're like, oh, we could do reverb. They could make a spring reverb or a plate, or fuck that. What we'll do is we'll build a room over there that is all tiles. We'll put a few strategically placed things, and we'll put speakers on one end and microphones in different parts, and they would get actually like an echo chamber. Some of those old reverbs are, you know what I mean? But then over time, they figured out how to do it with technology. But people, anyway, my point is, in those days, there's very much a sound. That's kind of where I like to record that way. You go in, like, you'll rely on technology somewhat. Like, if we go in and, let's say my band, and we play a tune, and I love what I played, everything's great, you know, we might go in and clean a little of the bass up or the guitar. But gosh damn it, I might, and the drums, you know, I mean, like, I might ask, seldom, but I might say, listen, I want that snare drum note moved a little to the left. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some, cheating you might do in a sense. You know what I mean? But when they filmed The Godfather, they didn't film it in order with 5 cameras in it, and for 3 hours they were running around. Hey, did we get that scene? Let's cue to Johnny over at the hotel. Slay Luca Brasi. Luca Brasi slayed. All right, let's get Dudesicle in front of the music. You know what I mean? There's a lot of takes there's a lot of shit you put into it. But anyway, so there's a certain sound and mojo from recordings as you move up through. I mean, you could go back to the 30s and stuff if you want. But generally speaking, I just say try you can start with just before the Beatles. This is what I'd say to people. Start before the Beatles, maybe 60, 61, that Bobby Darin stuff, all the association, all that stuff. Beatles come along. And then you'll see like the Kinks. So then you have Beatles, Kinks, The Who.
Were the Kinks that early?
I think so, yeah. The Kinks.
Okay, I think I'm confusing them with another band too, the Shins. That's like 90s.
Oh yeah, the Shins.
But still the Kinks. Huh.
But the Kinks are to British import of that era what XTC was later. Like there's a total skew to the Kinks. They have hello, lay low. They have that, which was real popular.
Oh,
but,
sure. Okay.
But a lot of their stuff was real, almost. When you hear like the Who playing "I Can't Explain" and stuff, like the very early Who recordings sound a lot like very early Kinks recordings. Partly because I think they had the same engineers and producers, maybe the same studios. In fact, I think Jimmy. Anyway. So if you listen to the sound of You Really Got Me, the original You Really Got Me by the Kinks, and then immediately listen to I Can't Explain by the Who, they're very homogenous. I mean, you know what I mean? Just that, but you'll see that like 1965 and then 66. And then in 66, you'll hear like, especially if you pay attention more to the recordings, you'll start hearing like, I think it got more popular recording in California and stuff, and different studios would compete. They'd be like, those guys out, over in England, they have these 4-track. Oh, we got 8-track machines. Ooh, what's a Fairchild limiter? Let's score some of those. So it was a little bit of a competition. Yeah, so the sound quality would come up here, and then they go to 4 tracks, and then 8 tracks, and then, But it is interesting to hear. But something kind of does happen when you really hear kind of the later 70s. And there's definitely a magical period, like 79 to like 82. There's a transition there. Where you have, first of all, kind of in a style of music, in my opinion. You have like Joe Jackson-y type. It's 86753 is a candy-ass sort of version of it.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Yeah, right. Jenny, who can I I wish I had Jesse's. There was like a certain. You might call in those days. He maybe said the new wave. It's the new wave sound. But then in about 82, 83, you start getting the onslaught of that British romantic stuff. Kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that kind of, and that's all done with the machines that I can't think of the name of. What the fuck are they called? Oh, wait, I just thought of it. I'm going through the alphabet. Hang on.
You did think of it?
A Fairlight. Yes, Fairlight, because there's a Fairchild limiter. That was a Fairlight. A Fairlight's one of them. What was the other one?
How do you spell Fairlight?
Just like fair and light is one word. Yeah, do you want to type that in? Because I feel like my credibility has been totally ruined. I'm telling you, I can be very insecure about my delivery. I don't want anybody to think I'm turning into the full cattle.
Any other, is Fairlight one word or two?
One light. Type in Fairlight. Just type in Fairlight. No, after that, type in...
Because it's generic enough that it's coming up with different links.
Type in, go into Wikipedia and type in Fairlight. It'll be one of the top 3 or 4 options that comes up. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. Say Fairlight is a British made. Was a British or is a British made? Sequencer, synthesizer, blah, 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 blah. I think it was called a Fairlight. Or maybe Fairlight's a synthesis. Shit. Maybe it's not the... What are the names of the goddamn things? But I'm recording with the camera, so I can't look up, mother. Nothing?
Okay, Fairlight Group, a Commodore 64, Amiga, and PC demo group, as well as Juarez Group. Oh, there it is. Okay, an Australian producer of synthesizers, then digital audio tools. Fairlight CMI, the first digital sampling synthesizer.
That's what I was trying to think of CMI. Yeah, no. Can you keep reading though? Because I forget.
I have to. Let me get into this.
No, I'm sorry. See how I'm bossing you around?
Computer musical instrument. Well, I'm just trying to see if we can come up with a key word that I will take away for the rest of my life.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. No, but dude, you are like a...
Digital synthesizer, music sampler, digital audio workstation,
yes.
DAW. So I guess it's like a analog DAW or it's digital.
It was kind of the OG of like what we have now as straight up DAW. It's like now you have drum machines there, and well, I'll even though they had drum machines there. What I mean is, it was sort of like a shortcut, a really good sounding shortcut to really good recordings, but it wasn't really a shortcut because it was expensive as hell. But a lot of people just suddenly started relying on it, and you really noticed the music from like 81, 82 change into like 85. Even at like ZZTop. Listen to frickin' 19, you know, then suddenly you go to Eliminator. She's got legs, and she knows how to use them. Though that's not Frank Beard playing, the late, God bless, rest his soul, Frank Beard and his family. That's not him playing the drums on that Eliminator stuff. It's the Fairlight, by that point, by 80, you know what I mean? That's all in the box, shite. Let's throw the guitars over it and the vocals kind of thing, the bass.
So was there, for those later ones where he wasn't around, was there no drummer? Or, you know?
Well, no, I think he was. I think he was there. He just, you know, like, hey, you know, you guys are paying me just as much. When we go out on the road, we'll play it manually. But just for the recording, I think especially at the time, because it probably got competitive, 84, 85, there was suddenly a lot of like shiny, new kind of sounding stuff that the kids were listening to. So maybe Billy Gibbons or one of the producers was like, you guys want to try maybe working, you want to maybe polish it up, maybe make it mid-80s sounding? And I think that's what they did. It was hugely successful. But my point is sometimes, and you have a really good ear for it, you have a really kind of good musicologist, because that's how I listened to it too. I remember when I was younger, being at our house and playing the White Album and listening to that stuff. And
playing
then,
the what?
Was it?
Playing the what, you say?
The White Album, Beatles.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And then hearing what Octopus's Garden, I really, you know, Octopus's Garden might not have been. Was that on the White Album? I don't even know. But I can tell you the songs. I forget what the records were. My dad had a lot of Beatles records, but I remember listening, like when you'd go through. All right, here's a good example. Let me just do this and shut up. I need another cup of coffee. Gosh damn it, robot. The Beatles. There was a thing that still exists on cassette and record, where there was a red label one and a blue label one. I think the red label, one of the labels was the Beatles up until like 1966. And they're at EMI, they're at Abbey Road in the office part looking down a staircase, the picture's taken from below, and they're the total Fab Four, man. Like, you know what I mean? The picture might have been taken itself even in late 63. They went back to in like 68, 69, and they, with their beards and all their stuff, and took the exact same picture. My point is when I would compare those records, I totally knew, like by the time you listen to the last few songs on the record that is the set, like the 68 to 70 or whatever the hell it was, the fidelity, I could even tell is like, and I don't mean this as like, God, look at how, I think there's a lot of people that can tell the difference. And it's part of music and enjoying it. You listen to like, and need that something, and then Octopuses, you hear the fidelity change, and it's really noticeable with Zeppelin, because if you listen, like
an increase in quality.
Well, yeah, but it was just a general increase of quality of the technical era.
Right, right.
It just, you can see that, so that's what I'm saying. If you go back, kind of become a scholar, don't even just listen to the Who and Kinks or whatever. Listen to everything, the top 10. You'll see the whole character. It's neat. It's like a window to see how the whole character of style and taste and recording technologies and fads come in and go. You know what I mean? Like, do you remember the, in the 80s, there was ring. Do you remember that? Ring. There was a song that went ring, 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 ring.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody That tune.
Everybody dance now. Yeah.
Okay, well that sound, I think they call them stabs now. Maybe they called them then. Like you go up the keyboard. You hear it. One of the first times I ever heard it, maybe it was in a commercial. Like maybe somebody was getting a soda or something, and then here's the new improvement. It was like ring. It was like what? Like hey. It was in when Dudesicle produced Yes. When Yes did the record 19 that had Owner of a Lonely Heart. That. Mm-hmm. They hired a producer for that who was like one of the OGs of like the new wave. I can't think of his name right now, but he had a band called the Buggles, and they, you know, the song "Video Killed the Radio Star." The dude with the glasses with the curly hair, that's like he's like a guru producer and musician. I
never saw the video, but yeah.
Oh, dude, cool video! It's so like they shot that on the budget of 40 shillings. You know what I mean? A lot of plastic. You know, it's like it's I guess the same mojo of and I ran so far, like video. I mean, there's a style to it. I mean, it's a cool low budget. They didn't know what the, you know, they're just like, we need a video here. Get some freaking video cameras here. Put them in shiny new age metal spacey shit. You know what I mean? But hang on. So we go back to Buggles guy. So Buggles is hired. God, what the hell is his name? He ended up buying, he and his wife, if it's okay, do you mind listening to this? I don't mean to bore you.
No, you can go ahead. Yeah, Frank.
They actually bought the studio, Island Studios, I think it was Island Studios, and turned it into SARM, S-A-R-M. Now, Island Studios is where Zeppelin recorded some stuff, most notably Stairway to Heaven. I think it was, not Olympic. Okay, Olympic was their headquarters for a lot of stuff. Stairway to Heaven was not tracked at Olympic. It was tracked at Island, I think. I think it was Island, or I can't think of the other. Anyway, but Dudesicle, after that fact, bought that studio, by the by, did some upgrades, and owned that studio. In fact, do you know the Live Aid song, Do They Know It's Christmas?
Oh, yeah, probably.
The world, let them know it's Christmas. You know that tune?
Makes you want to poke your eyes out. Yep.
Okay, that was produced and recorded and produced at SARM Studios. So when you see Phil Collins sitting there going, he might be in the exact spot where Bonham's drums were when they recorded Stairway to Heaven. Just for everybody to know. All right, so, but my point is then back to Yes. I'll think of his name in a minute. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of sampling and little pieces that they recorded and spent a lot of time producing and stitched together, probably on 2-inch tape. But the sound is in there. You know, you know that sound that occurs there?
I was thinking of the do. I'm telling you.
The did.
What were you just singing?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The cool part at the end. Oh, yeah. No, see, this is what I mean. See, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about that beautiful, crystalline, Andy Summers-inspired guitar. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, totally. But there's also, at the very end of the song, and I know you know this. Are you ready? You know this one. At the very end of the song, it goes, owner of a lonely heart. There's a little tag on like a CSI or a synthesizer at the very end. We got to bring it up. Could you please do that?
Is it Order of a Lonely
The lesson's on the house today. I've been kicking you like a dog.
What do we? Is it Ode? Is it Owner or Order?
Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yes.
Order?
Yes.
Place your order.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Owner.
It is okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I've always thought it was Order for some reason. Like he's
dude. I thought Walk This Way was Broken Plane. Instead of Walk This Way, I thought they were going Broken Plane.
That's interesting.
I shit you not.
But so yes, okay, that's the band.
Listen.
It's like hair metal.
Yeah, but listen, it's very. This is like a. Stab, right? Stab. you know that noise? Ring.
Move yourself.
I don't remember half of these like little
No, here. This is what you
bells
have.
and whistles.
No, you got no. Listen to that tune. It's a piece of art in and of itself. Because
Interesting.
are great musicians. They're artists. The producer is like, he's still alive, man. That'd actually be a really good interview. I mean, he's like a fucking guru. I mean, a lot of people will say like we wouldn't have the '80s as we knew them if we didn't have this guy and who's the dude from. He kind of looks like David Gilmour. He has music for airports. Brian Eno. We didn't have like Brian Eno and this. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Like there wouldn't be '80s as we knew it. You know, they help really steer that. Anyway, but as it applies to drumming, again, in your taste of recognizing tunes that are. You know, people always have an idea, even up until this day, that, you know, the way you record a band or a song is, okay, we get in, we get some mics on the drums, we're going to put, you know, we'll get that there, and then we're going to play through it, and it's done. Well, it kind of used to be done that way, but then what you do too generally is you'd all play, we're talking the 50s with one microphone in the room, or you'd play a take where everything had to sound good. It had to sound solid, there couldn't be any little flips or flops, the vocals had to be good. As time went on, they had more tracks. They still record it that way. You know what I mean? But they'd separate maybe. But what they generally do is since overdubbing was able to come, logically speaking, it's a lot easier to overdub the strings to the percussion section. I mean, you could do it the other way around. Especially with the technology. I mean, there's a lot of songs you hear on the radio that exist out there that there might have been a time, even right before they released it, they were like, fuck it, let's just redo the drums. To a click track or not. You know what I mean? Because if everything's recorded, the drummer goes in, does a few takes with the drums in their headphone. You can then get rid of the other drums, put these, and then mix it. You know, you can do all kinds of stuff like that. So anyway, you do a good job of, you know, that's one thing I think why people, you know, with the Beatles too is, you know, they were great songwriters and it was the era of what was going on, but they also were sitting in a nice little plane of an increase in technology. And they had the ability to tinker with these sounds very tastefully. And it was, you know, definitely a collection of four people that work great together, true musicians, a total, you know. But again,
great if they had some kind of like a documentary or something about this, not just like the Beatles, you know, as individual documentary, but like something between like, you know, music part 1 from 67 to 73 and just talking about all these different things and specifically like showing you visuals of how they would, like you said, if they had a drummer come in, he's listening to something, plays, then you get rid of that, just talking about how they overdub things, the technology, the tracks. Yeah,
and again, there's a mindset, again, I always go on under the mindset about the click or the sequencer or the, I'm not against those things. I mean, God knows a lot of art and stuff has come with drum machines, you know, rap and a lot of dance music. It's not, the whole part of the gig is that it's in perfect time. That's fantastic. But what I'm saying is, you know, there's also just the concept, like when people get together and make music. Now, this might be controversial for some people, but there are things, for example, if women get together and live together for a while, I'm pretty certain that over a period of time, their menstrual cycles become synchronized. Now, we're going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that. But what I'm saying is when musicians play together, there's a vibe that comes. The time, while it's discreetly played by the drummer, it's not kept by the drummer. I mean, it's
a whole band procedure.
Well, totally. It's just a dude on the drums. Or anybody who's a real good musician can play a song from beginning to end. Kind of like if you did it solo from beginning, you know, I mean, that's how you sort of separate sort of the, you know what I mean? Can you sit and play a song from beginning to end and other people can come in and overlay right on it? There'd be no timing issues and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Not everybody, and there's a lot of musicians that really need a click. There's a lot of musicians, they didn't have a click, they'd be lost. But there's a lot of musicians that don't know they don't need a click. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, click is fantastic. Like you work on your hands and stuff to have like the like when you need a reference or you want to check how fast you're starting to go. You know what I mean? It's great as a tool. And again, it's great if you want to go in the studio and use a click and really maybe go for a total 1970s like Fleetwood Mac kind of thing, you know, where they sit there and it's like. build the track up. Hey, put some more click in Mick Fleetwood's phones. You can see that in a documentary about the Fleetwood Mac. I think they're recording a Lindsey Buckingham song, like it's off Tusk, and I mean, I think I've heard it on the radio before, but essentially the drums are just kind of like it's this, and Mick Fleetwood's in there, even though he's the Ludwig dude. He's banging it out on a Gretsch, what looks to be a 24, 26-inch Gretsch bass drum and a snare. He has a neck cast on, like you see, like in the Brady Bunch episode. He has that on. He's sitting there and he's just going. But this is what it looks like. He's going. It's actually check that documentary out. Tusk, making of Tusk, Fleetwood Mac, dude, Mick Fleetwood, the Shuffle King. Oh my God. Seriously, it's neat. Like, even if you just look into that, there's a good book I read on Mick Fleetwood. He had a book come out about 30 years ago. I remember. It's a great read. There's so many renditions of Fleetwood Mac. They're like a blues band. You know what I mean? Up through the early mid-'70s, and then Mick Fleetwood went to check a studio out in L.A. Like, had been around. They'd sold records and toured as a straight-up blues band. You know what I mean? So Mick Fleetwood goes to L.A. and he goes into, I think, the Village Recorder or one of those L.A. studios, and they're checking the room out, and the engineer, the owner of the studio, but he's like, let me put this on. So he takes the tape and he plays it, because I think Mick Fleetwood wanted to hear the speakers and get a general vibe of the room. But he used Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. They had a band, I think, called like Buckingham Nicks, and he played that as the reference. And Mick Fleetwood was like, oh, who the hell are these guys? Oh, they're blah, blah, blah. And Mick Fleetwood, he happened to be looking for, one of the main guitar players left, so he was looking for a guitar player. So he contacted Lindsey Buckingham, and Lindsey Buckingham's like, sure, part of the deal, Stevie comes in. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I'm sure if they were looking, anyway, it's Stevie Nicks, incredibly talented. Mick Fleetwood, this was totally like, so they got together, they played, they rehearsed, wrote some shit, and suddenly that first record of the new era that has like Rhiannon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the next record, Rumors, that had like Goldust Woman, and then you have Tusk, then you move into the 80s. But anyway, dude. But yes, back as it goes to us as drummers and a lot of people who like to get into music and maybe get a drum set. Like when I'm always yapping about a drum set, it's a great exercise machine. It's a great way to get out. It's a great karma read. Remember how I said karma originally? At least according to the professor I had when I was at DePaul. Originally back in the subcontinent area, karma was a concept where like human impurities that slowed you down, that kind of got in your way. It was like a sticky, viscous substance you wanted to get away from. So they would do certain things, like they'd meditate, or they'd a whirling dervish, or they'd do tight. What was the other stuff? There was, all kinds of other physical stuff, just to get your mind, you know what I mean? Keep your mind pure and get it. But hang on, I have to see where this thought. It was very important. Karma. Yes. So what I mean is when you get behind the drums, you've had a long day, and it's been a long day, and everything kind of sucks. Sometimes what's good for somebody right there is like scream therapy. They'll go into a room, people, they put a pillow in front of their mouth, they're like, it'll make you feel, it'll literally let steam out. You can sit down the drums and just be like, or you have the radio on, like I was saying before, like find some new music, turn on, and suddenly you hear a song, especially with your, like, I've never heard that before. You'll listen to a keyword, go to Google, find out what it is, find the full thing on YouTube or whatever, maybe find it on Spotify, whatever. Like, all right, let me do this. Look up a song right now, and I'll bet you'll dig it, if you don't mind. It's by a band called Thunderclap Newman. And it's called Something in the Air, I think.
Yeah, Something in the Air. That's their top.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's playing.
See, all I'm thinking about is Melissa. Oh, sweet Melissa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, well, it is funny. Also, too, the more you listen to songs, you'll hear a song, you'll be like, you know what? That song could delve right into song X. Like, dude, you know who did that well was who's the dude? Oh, in Michigan, growing up, getting laid, drinking beer. Kid Rock.
Okay.
Kid Rock has a song where he melded Werewolves of London with Sweet Home Alabama.
Wow.
You've heard the song before. It's let us get a sweet home Alabama. No, except that what he does, he took like the music of. All right, here, play a little bit of Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London, just for a sec.
Okay. I'm proud. I know how to spell werewolves. All right. Werewolves of London.
All right, now listen. Just for a minute. Wait, what's it's distorting. It's going like.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, what's happening there? There's lead in the drinking water of your streaming service. What happened?
Anything or not?
Here, hit play and see what
Let's see if
happens.
this is the.
Here we go. All right, this is it. Yeah, listen to this. Now listen to him sing for a minute.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand,
All right, now kill it.
walking through the streets of Soho in the rain.
Now
Yeah, if you do
put on.
this, that's a good way because I can't hear you actually.
Oh no, now put on Sweet Home Alabama,
Okay.
if you don't mind. By
No,
the Dudesicles had performed Sweet Home Alabama.
Waiting for. Oh, Skinnerd.
Yeah, Skinner.
Linyard,
wanna say-
Skinyard. Oh,
1, 2, 3.
Let's let this go for a minute.
it's the original Mojo. That drum is faint.
That's a hit.
Big wheels keep on turning.
Okay, let's play it. Okay, now put on the Kid Rock. Put on the Kid Rock menu for a sec. And we're going to put on that frickin' Kid Rock song. I can't think of the name of it. I think it was like, Times Were Great in Michigan in 1989. Aha.
Oh, you sure it wasn't Ba with the Ba? Just kidding. Just kidding. Devil Without a Cause. Hold on a second. Let's go to the actual artist. That looks
Yeah,
silly.
Kid is Rock.
Oh, all summer long.
Yes, play that Burning Hug. See how he does it? We've got one. Sure, what we don't take that.
You know, piano instead of guitar.
Yeah, right. Yo, but let it play. Let it play.
It was 1989. My thoughts were short. My hair was
Stop it
long.
for a second. For a second.
Caught somewhere.
You know what's funny is a quick. He almost sounds like Don Henley in a weird way. In a weird way. Would you play it again? Just hit it from play.
I'm trying to think of. Dirty
Boys of Summer
Laundry.
Guy.
Sweet air boy and man. She was 17 and she was far from in between. It was summertime in northern Michigan.
That bass drum.
Crashing through the sandbar, talking around the campfire. It's the simple things in life, like when and where. We didn't have no internet, but man, I never.
It's like kind of airy vocals, maybe.
Yes. All right. Now, all right. So Werewolves of London, Sweet Home Alabama. Now, what I want you to do? Check this out. Play Adele, Rolling in the Deep. Just for a sec. Bear with me. I'm a boss. Now I'm the surly progressive guy. There should be the surly progressive guy who's unapologetic. You know what I mean? Like Kevin
With
Costner.
a little bit of confidence and just. You know what?
Kevin Costner in No Way Out. Do it! Do it when he orders the guy to arrest him. Do it! It's
I'm gonna have to watch that.
oh,
Rolling
dude,
in
it's
the
a
Deep.
masterpiece. No Way Out. It is. You gotta see it. Sean Young. Whoa. Listen to this.
There's a fire starting in my
Got like a country music vocal.
Totally, she's in the scene. Hold on.
I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do.
What the fuck?
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all.
Now type in Moby, the artist Moby, M-O-B-Y.
Haven't heard this guy in a little bit. Ooh,
Yeah, put that in. It's one of his original songs.
Moby.
Read the names off and I'll tell you.
Excuse me, Mr. Moby. I keep typing V. Oh my god. Okay, the V is got a.
Moby, M-O-B-Y.
Yes, yes. Had a drop of water and it kept. Oh my god. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Calm down, phone. Porcelain, that's the one. Man,
Yeah, put that
that's,
further, that'll be
that's
sure.
got some memories in it.
Yeah, roll it.
Right,
Roll
that song?
Yeah, put that out.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's listen to Porcelain. Oh, I love this song.
This is the one, though. Man, you go to the next one.
Such a good song.
It is. Did we kill it?
No.
Sorry, just for a second. Go to the next one. Because I got to keep the train of thought. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
But you're going to see here.
Ooh, Lord,
This.
trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard.
Listen to this.
Don't nobody know my
What's that?
trouble but
Just listen.
God.
This means listen.
Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Ooh,
All right, now go back to the Adele.
trouble so
That's sympathy for the devil right there.
Yes, but start the Adele, if you don't mind, at the beginning real fast. The one we had on. Rolling in the Deep.
Man, this would be easier if I had the computer playing.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I know you.
You're good. You're good. I'm not as familiar with navigating Spotify on my phone, that kind of thing.
Oh, geez.
So it was Adele. What the hell was the name of the song?
Rolling in the Deep,
There
man.
we go. There we go. Sure.
Now just listen to this for a minute.
It's not an E, it's an R. Rolling in the deep. We have been through this. Ah, here we go. Sorry, there's a long pause in between of those two.
Now listen to this. Does this sound familiar?
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Now fast forward to the chorus. No,
Well, like I'm familiar with this song, the one we just played before this. I can't compare it to it in my head as easily because it's not in my head. It's new.
No, I got you.
All right.
Right here. Okay, now stop. You don't mind. And put on, this is the last one I'm going to have you do, is Crazy by Dudesicle. Who's that guy? Rads Nelson.
Gnarls?
Niles Barkley. Put that on and listen to this versus what you just listened to.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place.
Get that for it.
Even your emotions have an echo and so much. Me crazy.
Okay. So what I'm telling you here, okay. Now what I'm telling you is, do you see how Kid Rock made that song about Michigan and beers in 1989? And he took Werewolves of London and Sweet Home Alabama. Adele, now I'm not knocking her, but if you listen to that Adele song, Rolling in the Deep, it's like you took Crazy by Gnarls and whatever that Moby song was. It's,
okay.
You know what I mean? So the more you listen to music, you'll catch stuff like that.
Yeah.
For example, do you know, can you type in, I'm going to make it up to you. I'm a rant. Type in Sheryl Crow whatever that one, 57 Boulevard. The sun comes over Manitoba Boulevard, whatever that song is. He had big, thick fingers, lighting a cigarette, whatever the fuck they're doing. God love her.
Titles are Real Gone, It Makes You Happy, All I Want to Do, Soak Up the Sun.
All I Want to Do.
Hit it.
Listen to it.
This ain't no disco.
The music even has a little bit of delight. But listen.
This is LA. All I wanna do is have a little fun before I die. There's a man next to me, out of nowhere. Apropos of nothing. He says his name is William.
And now play by a Steelers Wheel. The song is called, type in Steelers Wheel if you don't mind. It's like if there were a couple Steelers and they had a wheel. Steelers Wheel. I can't think of the name of the song. But you'll...
Oh, Stuck in the Middle with You?
Yes, play that. Now remember what we just listened to. And listen to this. Why the hell it sounds like there's a speech.
Does it sound distorted or what?
It's like slow and then it gets faster, then it gets slow, and then it's weird. It's the damnedest thing.
I wonder, it might have to, it's probably Zoom, like the internet
Okay.
connection or something.
Yeah,
like
it might be, maybe they're trying to mess up. Maybe they don't want us to use copyrighted music and they're fucking with it. But did you hear, compare Steelers Wheel to Stuck in the Middle with You with the Sheryl Crow. You know, there's a lot of, I'm surprised there's not a lot more lawsuits. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you'd have to be real. You'd almost have to have somebody come in and say, this is what's exactly the same and this is what's different. Because it's kind of like writing a paper for school and you can't plagiarize. So instead of writing, it was 1969, you would be like, the setting was 69th year of 1900 or something like that. I'll
bet you that in the day, if Steelers Wheel wanted to, when the Crow song came out and they went to court, they'd have won something. I'm that confident about it. If Moby and fucking dudes like, what's his name? Gnarls? You get these dudes, get them together, and they went to adult, they might win something. Well, I'm not saying either of them should.
Yeah, well, you know how in the concept of like 6/8 drumming, how so many songs sound similar? I wonder if it's because of the nature of music. There's not as many options, so you all kind of go to the same place, or if it is like, I really like that song. Yeah, like the blues. Switch it around a little bit.
But I think, brother, see, this is the Siskel Ebert. I think that is so melodically there that I think the lawsuits could go through.
Sure.
In fact, why don't we advise those guys? We just asked for a 10% cut.
Retroactive suing.
You want to hear something else, which is really cool too? How much time do we got?
I'm good. But the time is 2:17. We started at, and this is my time, 12:30. So we're up. Hour 45.
Okay, we have a few more minutes. So you can hear another example. Let me see if you notice this. Play Adele, The Rumor Mill, or whatever the hell it's called. Rumor is, rumor
has it.
Rumor has it. Yeah, play Rumor Has It real quick. I don't mean to be patronizing by singing stuff like that. My brain is like, listen to this.
Good, brother. Here you go.
Play Boogie with Stu by Led Zeppelin.
I will play Boogie with Stu. I'm going to play this as I search for it so I can keep it in my head.
Oh, cool.
She ain't got your love anymore. Rumor has
it. Hear any similarity?
Pretty good little crossover. Yeah, it's all in the percussion.
Nope, let it play them, brother.
Yeah, even the vocals, I would say.
You know what I'm saying? So if I was a Zeppelin, I'd say, wait a minute, somebody sued us for Stairway to Heaven and Dell cut us a check for 100 G. What else,
just waiting for him to go, ooh, ooh. That's all I want.
Yeah, never mind. No, here. This is what you got to do, bro. Here. Sorry. So, what else have you been listening to? You got to tell me, mother. Do tell.
Hold on a second.
What else can we work on?
I can play a completely new song to you. I haven't necessarily been trying to play this, but...
No, here. Tell me. Let's go through it and see if we can work it out.
It's more just fun to listen to. It's by Television.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Now, is that to you, is that an old band? Is that a new band?
So if I'm thinking of Television, isn't Television like 1978-ish?
Could be. So this is a song, Marquee Moon.
Okay.
Probably a hit. Who knows? I just stumbled upon it. I can fast forward if you want.
Oh, no. You can play it. Here's Zeppelin intro. Stop it for a sec.
Yeah.
Would you mind looking up that? What's the name of the song?
Marquee Moon.
Would you mind looking that up in Television and/or Marquee Moon? Yeah, that is a total Misty Mountain Hop intro. Like it kind of comes in, you're kind of not sure where the one is conceivably, and then it kind of flips around and off with boogie.
Right. Let's see what kind of information we can get out. Sorry, I'm not just brushing you off.
No, dude, I know. I'm exposing you to Gen X frickin'.
So this is 77. Marquee Moon is the debut album by the American rock band Television, released by Elektra Records. I don't know how much or any specific information you're looking for.
Remember when I said before, the time period between 77 and 81, 82 was sort of Television's part of that. Original Talking Heads, even though they went on. But no, dude, thank you so much for that tune, because I've been in bands with people that are kind of musicologists, and they'll always say Television. I was like, Television. Probably the last time I've heard that from people was kind of before the internet, so I didn't think just to look on my phone because I didn't have one at the time.
Yeah, you
That's
never
really
hear that
cool.
name.
Television. You know what's another one? You ever heard of a band? I think the Television of the 70s is the Pavement of the 80s. You ever heard of a band called Pavement?
No,
You know
Pavement, it's got a special little place. I always talk about skate videos, right? And just a lot of things are in that vein. You know Thrasher, the Thrasher magazine?
Yeah, I've heard.
Sure, right? So, but they put out videos. There'll be just all kinds of, a specific person's video, a whole skate team, this is the Vans team.
Right.
And there'll be independent stuff. But I'll never find the video because it's lost. This was probably 5 years ago.
Okay.
But Pavement has a song in a video that's just a very, very good skate video, because certain people have mojos of the way they edit.
Yeah.
And, it's just...
So you're saying that the people that made the skate video made perfect use of
a
this
Pavement song.
Totally, dude.
It's so good.
Oh my God. There's tons of examples where oh my God. I often wonder why in movies there wasn't sort of a specialist that if they played a movie, there's a way to take a song that everybody sort of perceives a certain way and time it with scenes in a movie perfectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now I don't know
even if it's a 40-second vignette.
Let me go to the album, because I think I know.
Yeah, take your time.
Hold on a sec.
That's a bad dude. That is classic. Steve Lindstrom, he's a musician I know here in town. Great musician. He was a huge Television guy.
Gotcha. This is the song, and it's a slow song, so I'll probably just skip around a little bit. But this will give you, this is the setting, the scene.
Yeah.
But just use of slow-mos.
Fucking A. Let's see. Yeah, I love this too.
Swampy.
Yeah.
Because he sings in a drawn-out fashion.
is the skateboard footage in slow-mo or regular speed here?
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of this would have the use of slow-mo in specific parts of the song.
Right, like...
Somebody doing a front side flip over a bump to bar.
Oh,
he breaks his board on the landing and rolls away, and it's just...
Dude, I will help you find this video. I know how... See,
It's impossible. It's completely impossible.
Really?
Got crystal ice picks, no gift for the Gadd. And in the parking lot is the sedan he bought. He never complains when it's hot. He pulled a swollen daughter in a sauna, playing contract.
I'm sorry. You know what he sounds reminds me so much of? Is the singer of the Killers. Don't they have the same mojo? Do you know the Killers?
Yeah, it's just hard to bring up the files in my head. But yes.
No, see, my files are all like, but listen, so Pavement, wait a minute. You know where there's a really good example of this too, is it applies to Zeppelin, if we can steer it back to the dirigible at the mooring mast, is Immigrant Song, the original studio Immigrant Song. There's a very good documentary about the 1972 Munich Olympics. I think it came out in 73 years, like right afterward. And there's a scene, it's not right at the beginning, it's once the Olympics start, I think, and they talk about the Olympics. We're going to do this, security, blah, blah, blah. It's a real, 1970s documentary, it has its own theme music. And then let the Olympics begin, it kind of goes, if I remember. And suddenly there's footage, slow motion of them running over and jumping the hurdles, and it's Immigrant Song, and it starts out from the beginning. Dude, you gotta, I'll send it to you. That is one of the best, because see, there's something about the Immigrant Song, and I know Jimmy Page, you'll always say, oh yeah, there's feedback at the beginning, an echo unit feeding back, but I always think that's him talking about the thing that goes at the beginning of Immigrant Song. It goes, and you hear Bonham in the background go 1, 2, or you actually hear 3, 4, 3, 4. But the thing I'm talking about, I don't know if once the song comes in, in the background, very faint, you can hear what almost sounds like a. It has the sound of almost like a bird dive bombing, like. I'm serious. Listen very faintly, and when you hear, if you really notice that in the Immigrant Song in this movie, oh, dude, it's hardcore. It'll make your hair stand on its back. Listen, do you mind if I boogie, brother? Has it been 1:58? I'm sorry. I have Sergio. We had to move his lesson today, so I got to run up and teach this little dude. He's 5. He's a machine.
Sure. Yeah. That's his name, Sergio.
Sergio. Yeah, he's a 5-year-old dude.
Okay.
Listen, thank you today for taking the orders. I'm so sorry. You were fantastic. Thanks for putting up with my bossiness. Seriously,
it's all good. Yeah, I was just trying to pull him up quickly so it didn't have too much dead air. But
no, my God. Well, you know what I got to do? Let me get my freaking iPad going, and I'll look the shit up here so you don't have to do it. I got to charge it this way because I use my phone for the camera. Yeah. But now listen, I know you did not record, so I will send this to you. Okay, brother.
Cool.
Now listen, great job. Remember, just do what you can. Listen, if it becomes at all a challenge, me talking about your hands and stuff, fuck it. Just, it's good though. I would just say any time you get, even if you tap on a pillow or any free time, just tap your hands together. Yeah. Just remember singles. Remember what I said before about Buddy Rich?
Remember these, I was talking about the chopsticks.
How do you like them?
They're pretty cool. I haven't used them a whole bunch, but this is something besides the click-clack.
Yeah.
Nature of them, they're pretty easy to, you can watch TV or whatever. It's really just a exercise for your hand. It's like squeezing those handle things with the spring in the middle.
Yeah, totally.
But anyways.
It's applied to the ergonomics of the stick. You know what it reminds me of? There was a war movie where the Americans came up with a thing for Invasion Day, that this little plastic thing, they go, so they heard somebody in the bushes, they clicked that, and if they heard it back, they knew they were Americans. There's a scene where they do it. It goes, and the German on the other side of the fence takes his Mauser and he goes, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come around the corner like, "Hey, Joe," and it's like, there was something a little Americana. whatever the movie was. Either the Big Red One or it was whatever the war movie in the 60s, 70s was about the D-Day invasion with all the 900 different stars, red buttons, freaking, I'm sure, I don't know. But listen, I got a boogie. Fantastic job. And I will be in touch next week.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I will send this to you, brother. Listen, great job. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, same to you. Yeah, I'll keep practicing, man.
Yeah, listen, do your thing. But like I said, you got a really great taste in these tunes. You
Nice.
got an ear, dude. I'm telling you, you should consider making music, even if you don't play it yourself. Just go on and use like the Garage Band and use the piano roll or whatever, and just put stuff together, dude. You're a musical mother.
I appreciate it.
It's a
Good luck.
fact. It's a fact. All right,
Good luck with
brother.
everything. I'll see you next week.
I'll get you this today.
Sounds cool. Thank you
See you,
very
bro.
much.
Bye.